Whether you agree or disagree, or it just simply goes over your head, you can still quote me, because that's what I said.
Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is my second video. I'm gonna kind of bring this light down a little bit. Just kind of bring it down just a tad. But thank you for coming into my channel. I appreciate it. Now, before we get into anything, if you have not heard it from these two lips, then you've been lied to and you've been tricked. Because before you can repeat it or even try to debate it, you just better make sure that you heard me say it. All right. Welcome to Native Talks, guys. And my video's not going to be very long today. Sister girl had to work today. I'm like really tired. And I have a busy day tomorrow. So I'm just going to get into this Will slapping Chris Rock, the entanglement number 2. I'm going to kind of get into what I think of it, and you can take it for what you want to take it for. It really doesn't matter to me. It's just my opinion, and I've said it before. I'm like the no name Nene Leaks. I said what I said, okay? So, with that being said, here we go. Now, first of all, let me start off by saying that I do not watch the Oscars. I never really have. That's never really been something that I've been into. Um, to me, the Oscars just seems like a braggadocious night for people with money to just kind of stand around at themselves and stick their chest out about the accomplishments they made. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't want to see it. The way I see it, they've got enough of my money. When they put out movies, I go and purchase, I go to the movie theaters, I see their movies, and then when it comes out on DVD or streaming, I paid to own it. You got enough of my money. I am not trying to watch you be braggadocious night, about all your accomplishments and things you've done. So I never was into the Oscars. But that particular day that this happened, I logged into my Facebook account and I'm seeing all these posts about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. And I'm going, now why would Will Smith do that? Why would he smack Chris? So I looked at all these posts and I said, okay, well, let me go on YouTube and see what I can find. Because even though people were talking about it on Facebook, there were no clips of it. Everyone just had like these memes. And it's amazing because when this happened, it was on the day that he smacked him, the very same day. And people had already made memes. They had already posted that stuff on Facebook. And I'm sitting there going, how did they do this so fast? But anyway, I went on YouTube to try to see if I could find a clip that, showed what happened. Because I was still, trying to figure out what happened to make him smack, Chris. And so I'm looking at all these clips. And the one thing I was noticing was that the clips that I was finding that were uploaded by American users, the scene where Will was cussing at Chris got bleeped out. And so you didn't hear what he said. You could read his lips, but you couldn't, hear what he said. And so I went through something like 60 different clips before I found one uploaded by some Japanese guy, and they didn't bleep it out. And so I heard the whole thing. I seen what led up to it, and I seen the smack, and then I heard what Will said. Now here's my take on it. But before I get into that, I do got to go back to the first entanglement, because that kind of will lead you up to where I'm flowing with right now. Now, me personally, I was one of the biggest fans of Will and Jada's marriage. I really thought that they made a beautiful couple. it hurt me to find out years later that they had this open marriage and that they both had been with other people. But the funny thing is, though, is that Will's discretions are never really known. You know he's in an open relationship, but we don't ever hear about who he's with. But somehow, every time Jada is with someone, it manages to get leaked. It manages to get be put out there. The situation with August Alsina. Now, I have my own opinion on that. We're not going to really get into that. But what I will say, I did not know about her alopecia, illness. I didn't know anything about that. And I'm not saying that she don't have alopecia, but if y'all remember back, I mean, walk with me back to the red table talk that she had with Will, right? When the entanglement comment was made, when her and Will decided to take the entanglement in front of the entire world and explain their relationship and how she, messed around with August and everything. Homegirl had a head full of hair. Okay, her hair was styled real cute. She looked real pretty. There was no alopecia. All of a sudden, when she did her red table talk, which I think she thought was going to make her look good to the public and kind of mend fences with Will, and it was damage control is basically what it was, because she knew that the August Alsina thing was ruining her husband's career. And so I think the red table talk was damage control that she was trying to do. And it didn't quite work out that way. I do remember everyone was dragging her because of what she did with August Alsina. And I think it had more to do with the fact that August Alsina was her son's friend. See, if it was just some no count dude that you met, that was of the same age as you, because Jada ain't no spring chicken. Okay, so if she had been with a dude her age, I think everybody would have been like, yeah, she foul, she's sleeping around on Will, but at least it's an older dude. August was close to her son's age. That's like robbing the cradle. That's like raping a kid or something. So for her to get involved with someone who was close to her son's age, a lot of people on social media were dragging her. I mean, they were talking bad about her. And I think the red table talk, she was trying to flip that around. She was trying to make it seem like, it was a decision that I'm not proud of, but I did it and da 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 da. That didn't help. People still dragged her. Don't y'all find it just a little suspicious that this alopecia situation came up right after people were not forgiving, shall I say, of her situation with August Alsina? It was like people still blamed her for making Will look bad and damaging his career. And it was almost like she needed to have something to make people feel good about her again and to protect his brand. So if you say you sick, I mean, come on, let's just be real. If you say you got some illness that, is incurable, you can't do anything about it, then all of a sudden, everybody's, oh, she's sick. Oh, well, okay. Now, I'm not saying she don't have it, y'all. I'm just saying that it's kind of suspicious how it came about. When a sickness happens right after you have embarrassed your husband, embarrassed yourself and your entire family by an action that you did, and the public seems to be kind of judging you in a way or critiquing your behavior, it's almost like the first damage control you didn't work, so now you got to kick it up a notch. You got to take it to a whole nother level. And what better way to get people to feel for you and almost feel guilty for dragging you if you say, "Oh, I'm sick. I have this disease that, I'm losing hair." I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know whether she has it or not, but if she does, there are ways. Many women have it, many men have it, and there's ways to deal with it. But it just was suspicious to me. It had me asking questions. It really, really did. So some people believe that the incident was staged. I leave a window open for that. There is a high possibility that it was staged because the reality of the situation is a lot of people don't watch the Oscars. There are select few of Americans and people around the world that live vicariously through the idol rich and pay attention to everything celebrities do. I mean, they hang on everything they do. The rest of us, like you and me, who have jobs, who have families, who have other commitments, we don't have time to sit and pay attention to what celebrities are doing all the time. So the rest of us, we didn't, I looked at the situation and it did look like something was concocted to get people talking about the Oscars because that's exactly what this incident did. There was more talk about the Oscars than Ukraine. Here our country is trying to help another country that's being invaded by I want to say terrorist, but I will call him exactly what he is. He is a monster. Vladimir Putin is a monster, and to do the things that he's doing to Ukraine is horrible. But the Oscars had more talk than the war in Ukraine. So if it was fake, they were successful in achieving that because everybody was talking about it. I will say that I think that Will's behavior was unacceptable, immature, and illegal. You can't go putting your hands on somebody just because you don't like what they said. And let's not forget, if y'all were watching the clip like I was, when Chris Rock first said the joke, Will was laughing, but the camera zoomed in on Jada's face. Jada, you knew right away when that camera zoomed in. And see, that's another reason why I think that it may have been staged, because who does that? It was almost like the camera timed it just right. When Chris said the joke, the camera went zoom. It swizzed by Will's face and Will was laughing, and then it zoomed in on Jada's, and you saw Jada. She did not like the joke. I mean, you could tell that she didn't like it. Now, that's one thing that I don't think was fake. Her response to that joke, I believe, was genuine. She didn't like it. She didn't look mad, but she looked like she was irritated, just a little irritated that he would make fun of her head. And Will's an actor. The cameras were on. Honestly, I really say this, I really do believe this. Had the camera not caught Jada's face, showing her response to the world, how she felt about that joke, I don't think anything would have been done. I think that situation would have swizzed right on by. But because the camera caught Will laughing and seconds later caught Jada's reaction, Will, who is an actor, realized, oops, the cameras are on. I got to do something. Because the last image they got of me is I'm sitting here laughing. I'm thinking it's funny. My wife is over here looking like she's, her feelings are crushed. I can't let this pass. I can't do that. The cameras are on. So he gets up and does what he does. I think it was staged. I really do. I think it was staged. How everything went down after that kind of says that it was a neatly plotted performance, because no sooner than it happens, Denzel and Tyler Perry, two powerhouses, one who has an Oscar and one who probably in his mind probably thinks he deserves an Oscar. But when you make only black movies, you can forget it. You're not going to get one. Just that's just all there's to it. Tyler Perry is a talented writer and everything, but if he's thinking he's ever going to get an Oscar, he can forget it. He's not going to get one because his movies only cater to a certain audience, and we all know from previous times that Hollywood don't really care about that. So, but those two powerhouses went and spoke with, Will, and then Will gives this tearful, moving speech while tears are running down. Honestly, y'all, and I don't mean this in a negative way. It's just it is what it is. I have I have always wondered whenever you see an actor make a speech where tears come to their eyes. I've always had to wonder, are those real or are those in scene? Are you in the scene of a person who wins an Oscar? Are you playing that role for us? Are we seeing the real you, or are you putting on a performance? I have to question that speech that Will gave, because at the end of it, you smack somebody, cuss that person out, and you get an Oscar. Just seems a little staged to me, because you and I know that if that had been an ordinary black man who had walked up on that stage and tried to even get near a celebrity, he would have been escorted out, taken away in handcuffs, taken to the local LAPD office, and been booked and arrested. So we all know the only reason why Will was able to walk back to his seat and sit down and then turn around and be able to get up there and not only receive the award, but actually get a chance to say something is because of the fact that he's a member of the idle rich. And, there's two types of justices in this world, for the rich and for the poor. We know that. The poor get it one way, the rich get it another. We all know that. So, when it's all said and done, all I can do is wish them people the best. That's all I can do. Chris Rock, I got to give him props. It takes a big man to stand up there and get hit in the face. Even if you're acting, it takes a big man to be able to stand there and take it and not retaliate the way you would normally retaliate. It takes a big man to do that. So that's really all I wanted to talk about, because Facebook done wore me out with it. Every day they're talking about it. It's almost like they can't stop running their mouth about it. It's just every day, Will Smith, the slap, the entanglement. I'm tired of hearing about it. So I just decided that I was going to address it for what I felt for it and call it a day. I do want to thank y'all for tuning in. I do apologize. I'm looking at my face and I can see, man, I look so tired, but I have had a very busy day. But I wanted to get this second video up. Um, I'm new to all this. I've been doing videos on Live Me, which is an app, but this is my first time taking this to another level and putting it on YouTube. And I know that if you say certain things, they can block you and shut you down and all that. So there's always this level of concern, because I'm a in your face kind of female. I'm going to say what I want to say, and I really don't care whether people like it or don't like it. So with that being said, you may come through here one time and YouTube may go, she's blocked, she's shut down. If that's the case, all I can do is say I'm sorry in advance, but it's not going to stop me from saying what I want to say. One thing I know for a fact, that you can shut my page down. You can block me, but you can't shut this. This is a God-given gift. The ability to talk, the ability to think and process and then speak. So my mama didn't raise no fool. I'm going to say what I want to say. And when I say it, I'm not saying it to hurt anybody. I'm just stating how I feel. I'm just one in billions of people on this planet. How can I be a threat to anybody? How can I be a harm to anybody? I'm just one tiny little person in one niche of the entire planet. How can my words be a threat to anyone? They're just my words. So thank you guys again for hanging out with me, but I'm going to have to roll. Sister girl is tired. I want to get my sleep on. And I know that, wherever you may be in the world, it might not be time to sleep, but in my part of the world it is, and I am about to do that. So thank y'all for hanging out with me, and until the next episode, I'm going to get into some more details about who I am and how I feel about things and sharing memories and things. I got a lot of things ahead that I'll be sharing, God willing. That's only if God wills it. I'm on God's time clock, so it all depends on when He allows me to do it and when I have time to do it. So be on the lookout for more videos, guys. Thank you for being with me. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm still learning this. So my stuff ain't gonna look as smooth as some of these people on YouTube. Mine ain't gonna look like that. So I'm already letting you know that now. But thank you again for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.
If you like my vibe, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Till the next time, see ya.